Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. Welcome to the channel. I saw you guys comment and I'll make sure to answer them by the end of this video. So please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you very much. So, and I'm going to review my trades. I'm going to review the trade I took yesterday, which was a loss. I'm going to review it. So what is a good loss? What is a bad loss? I'm going to tell you guys the reason why the loss I took yesterday is still like disturbing for me, because it's disturbing because it wasn't a good loss. Now, what's the difference between a good loss versus a bad loss? A good loss is, or should we start from the bad loss? Which one should we start from? Let's start from the bad loss. A bad loss is a loss that you take because you are not disciplined, you are not following your strategy, or your psychology came into play. Maybe greed, maybe FOMO, what else? All those trading emotions, those emotions that come along with trading, when it comes to like handling your money, all those fears, greed and the rest that come up when you are trading. Losses that are due to all those are bad losses. Why? Because they are not the product of your strategy. So because they are not the product of your strategy, you can't really tell what your strategy can do based on those losses. So they are bad losses. And the thing about taking these kinds of losses is that the more you repeat something, the more it becomes a part of you. Practice makes perfect. That's what they say. So the more you practice a bad habit, the more it becomes a part of you, and the more likely you are going to make those mistakes again. So that's what a bad loss is. A loss that is not according to your strategy, or maybe you didn't have patience enough to wait for your strategy to play out. That's a bad loss. So what is a good loss? A good loss is a loss whereby you followed your strategy, you did everything according to what your strategy said you should do. You were patient enough to wait for your strategy to play out, and then you took the trade, but price still went against you. Price still stopped you out. Now, why does that happen? When you say your trade is 70%, it has a 70% win rate. Think that's a normal thing. We know that a 70% win rate is profitable, but we know that with a 70% win rate, you still have 30% losses. Those losses are normal because that's just how the market is. You're not a magician. You can't predict all trades. That's just how those are the times when your strategy just does not work. Not because you did anything wrong, but that is just how the strategy works. At least this is what I've understood. This is what I have come to understand, or from the people that I've been watching and learning from. This is what. So from the people I've been watching and learning from, this is what I've come to understand, that it's just part of your edge. It's part of your edge. It's part of the probability that there will be losing trades. Now, these losing trades, you can't go tweaking or poking around at them, because once you start saying maybe you want to add things or subtract things from your strategy because of those losses, if you do that, you will mess your strategy up. And that was something I was doing for a very long time. On every single trade, I'll go and say, okay, let me check the internet. Let me see, maybe there is something else I can do to fix this loss. Not minding the fact that, okay, this loss is part of your probability, it's part of your edge. There will be losing trades, and there's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing you should do about it. Your own job in the market is to come and follow your strategy. That is all. So if you take a trade, if you take a trade, and it's according to your strategy, and it just happens to hit your stop loss or to go straight to your stop loss, that's not on you. That's not on you. Just record it as a loss. But if you take it, that's a good loss. That's what it's called. That's what is called a good loss. But if you know that during this trade, I wasn't patient enough. I didn't wait for my strategy. My emotions came up, greed. I didn't where I said I was going to put my take profit. I said no. Let me remove my take profit and wait for it to go further. And then price ends up turning, reaching where where your take profit was supposed to be, and then reversing and then coming to take your stop loss out. That is a bad loss. So I hope you understand. This is one of the things that I discovered that really changed stuff, that really improved my trading. So that's it. Now, like I said, I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I'm sure that people still make these mistakes from time to time. But me, I'm not going to make that excuse for myself that people still make that mistake. I'm not at that level yet. So I'm still going to hold myself very accountable. So yesterday I took a loss. And it was a bad loss. And it is still bothering me till today because, number one, I wasn't supposed to take that loss if I had followed my strategy. Number two, the trade would have been a win if I had just followed my strategy. Number three, I was supposed to pass my challenge yesterday if I just was patient and waited for my trade to play out according to my strategy. So yeah, it is still very painful because if it was a good loss, if it was a loss that okay, I followed my strategy and then it just happened to just be a losing trade, I wouldn't have had any problem with it. But I have problems with this one and with myself because I wasn't patient enough to wait for my strategy. I fell into this mindset of let me pass this trade fast. So immediately I saw price breaking out. I'll show you guys the trade. So let's go to the chart. So this was the trade. This was the if you guys remember, I said this zone here. I didn't want to take a buy till this zone. You guys can see I didn't want to take a buy till price broke out of it and then retested, and then I'll be considering buying. So I was like, okay, I was going to wait, and then price actually broke out. If you look at it on the higher time frame, price broke out. As price broke out, I say, okay, let me go to a higher time frame. Let me go to the 1 hour to look for a zone. So now what happens is that sometimes when there is a lot of momentum or push in the market, these zones don't show on the 1 hour. It shows on the 30 minutes or the 15 minutes. So I came down to the 30 minutes, and then yes, that was my zone there. I marked out my zone and said, okay, now let me go down to the 5 minutes. That was the zone there. This is the zone. Now let me go down to the 5 minutes and go and wait for my my what do they call it, my entry criteria to play out. So I said, okay, I went down to the 5 minutes, started waiting. Price came, that was my zone. This is my zone here. Price came down close to the zone, but it didn't touch it properly, and then it started pushing up. So I fell into this trap of feeling like I don't want to lose out. So price as price started pushing up, I say, okay, once price breaks that structure, I'll just buy. And then that was how I bought and put my stop loss below. I bought right there, put my stop loss below there, right there, and then price just fell and stopped me out. And then while stopping me out, actually properly touched the zone properly, broke structure, if you can see that little structure there, broke that structure, and then fired up and left me in my loss. It was wild. It was very painful. It was very painful. Look at how far it went. Look at how far it went. So, and I knew that price was going to go this far. If you can see that green line, this green line, that green line I drew up there, I drew this line yesterday. I knew price was going to go that far because of like how there is no resistance. If you go to the higher time frame, go backwards, there is no resistance. There is no zone that is going to be like where it's going to stop or this thing. So, and even these zones that are here, they are still very, very far away. So I knew price was going to go higher, and I believe price is still going to keep going higher. But yes, that was my loss. And yeah, I really have to hold myself accountable and fix this. So yeah, that's it. So that was it. That was the trade. I took, and it was terrible. But it's up to me to like correct it and get back on track. And I think another thing that is very necessary is creating an environment that allows you to be disciplined. What am I talking about? Making sure that you are focused while trading, because I've noticed that whenever I make these kinds of mistakes, I'm usually not focused. Maybe I come up with the idea that doesn't make any sense, that okay, let me be doing this thing while I'm trading. So, and that was what happened yesterday. I was like, okay, because I wanted to do something. I said, let me be doing this thing while I'm trading. And people think trading is something you can multitask on, because you are just sitting down looking at the charts. You are not doing much, so why not just multitask? It's not possible. It's not ideal at all, because you are not focused. You need your full mind when trading, and that is one mistake that I keep making over and over again, that I am going to fix it. I must fix it, because it's not funny at all. So that was it. Now let me answer you guys these questions. I saw some questions. Thank you very much for the questions. So Ability Sugar TV said, how legit is Willis Capital, and how much to buy a 3K account with them? Now, I'm not promoting Willis Capital. I just showed my own account with Willis Capital. So I'm not promoting them. I'm not promoting Willis Capital in any way, but with the Willis Capital account is currently, that the 3K account is currently $35. But I bought my own when they were doing a 50% off promo, so I bought two accounts. And so that in case I lose one, I'll trade on the other one. So instead of buying a bigger account, let me just start getting a payout first, at least. So that's it. I'm not promoting Willis Capital in any way. I don't. I personally, I see Mr. Willis, and he looks. This is not a very, very logical thing to do, or the best thing to do, to say somebody looks legit or talks legit. It's not a very good thing to do, but I advise you go and do your own research. I did my own research. I like what I'm saying, but please do your own research. Thank you. And okay, FX Cephas said, so I've been trading for 2 painful years now. I got funded for the first time last year November and ended up blowing the account. Been funded twice this year so far and painfully blew the account. I need help. Maybe a few tips from your experience on how to escape this stage. I would be grateful. FX Cephas, thank you very much for your comment, and well done. Congratulations on getting funded. Like that is a big deal. I just want to tell you, you are way ahead of me. That's the first one. I've always said from the beginning of this channel is just to tell you guys what really changed, what really moved me way ahead, whereby I can now say, okay, I'm making profit in a month. That was a weird thing to say. That was nothing I could say like a few years ago. I couldn't say anything like that a few years ago, but now I can say I'm making profit in a month. Out of 10 trades, I win 6-7 trades. That was not something that I could imagine or think of a few years back. So I'm just on this channel. I want to record things that really moved me from taking 27 losses in a day. 27 losses in a day, and I'm not even exaggerating. 27 losses back to back. I feel like I'm the most terrible trader I have ever seen. So I'm just here, and I believe maybe people may be going through those kinds of losses. So I just want to tell people what I discovered to move me from that place where I was, that dark place where I was, to this place where I am right now, where I haven't really achieved a lot when it comes to like maybe getting funded or making huge amounts of money. I haven't really gotten to that place yet. I will be there soon in Jesus' name. So, but I think I understand what you are saying, and I understand what some problems you may have. The way you sound like you may be taking these challenges. You may be passing these challenges with in an aggressive way. Aggressive meaning you are risking a lot. That's what I think. You are risking a lot. That is not bad. It's not bad, and it's working for you. It's working for you. That's very good. Now, number one, risk management. That's you are risking a lot. I just want to list a few things that I think may be the problem. You are either risking a lot, which is okay when you are trying to pass the challenge, but it's not okay when you are funded. Number one, risk management. Number two, market condition. Market condition, as in when maybe you haven't taken the time to pay attention and see that, okay, while I was trading while I was trying to pass the challenge, the market condition was good, but then when I got funded, the market condition changed and I didn't notice, and I was still trading and going hard. That may be another problem. Number three, psychology or your emotions. When you have a funded account, your psychology may shift slightly, because it's like it's in your hand now. Maybe you didn't notice that you are too excited, you're overexcited, or you have your mind has shifted from let me follow my strategy to let me make money. And then when you are in that state of mind, it's not a very healthy state of mind to be in when you are trading. From my experience, it's not a very, very healthy state of mind. So you have to try to keep focusing, keeping to your strategy, and trading your strategy accurately. So those are the three things I think will be the problem. But what you can do, what you should do, is really think back. What was I risking too much? What did the market condition change? What was the market condition? No, you not just think back. Say, go back to the charts and see what happened. And I want to ask if you journal your trades. If you don't journal your trades, please start journaling your trades so that you know what happened during the trade. So yeah, that is what I think. That's what I think. So thank you guys so much for the comments. Thank you for the likes and the subscription. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for chatting with me. So see you later. Bye.